Hey guys, welcome back to another Epic 7 video. Today we'll be analyzing one of the E7 master matches between 108050 and Richard. Please like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. So yeah, we can see from 108050's player data that they like to pre-ban Harseti and Belian, which usually indicates playing cleave or aggro, as Harseti stops you from playing fast, right, as she limits everyone's top speed to 90% of her own. And Belian stops soul burns, which is a really popular way to cleave. Sorry, with MLDN and other soul burning units like Briar, ML Ludwig, ML Teu, stuff like that. And you can see that her most pick is C Phantom Poultice, which is a clear sign of aggro picks. And she has GRAS and Brunka as her other most picks. Those are what you call anchors in like an aggressive playstyle. So they're like really hard to kill units, which help either balance out the playing field, or like let's say your cleave units die and they can Brunka helps protect your cleave units from dying, and Genesis Rest is an anchor, which is like a last resort that can finish off the rest of the enemy team. And looking at Richard's most pre-bans, it's also Harseti Belian, which indicates that he also wants to play aggro slash cleave for the same reasons as stated earlier for 108050's pre-bans. His most protection ban is C-Fan the Poultice, which indicates he wants to play a lot of aggro. And his most picks are MLDN, which complements any sort of soul burning aggressive gameplay while Billion's pre-banned. And Renak is one of the top speeds along with Ran and Fire K Ran. And yeah, Harseti would completely stop Renak's speed advantage as well. And instead of Genesis Rest or Brunka, like 108050, Richard likes to play Monarch of the Sword Iseria as his anchor, which is another term for like a character that's pretty hard to kill and solidifies your draft. It's kind of like a backup character, I guess you could say. Yeah, let's get on with the matches. Here we see their relative matchup and the relative record throughout the normal season. I mean, so far the match is 0-0, hasn't started yet, obviously, but the relative record is 3-1 for 108050. However, this is just data for like the regular RTA season, and Lunatic mode is a much different game mode than regular RTA, so I don't think the relative record matters too much, but it could be an indication of which player plays better versus the other. Yeah, we'll see how Lunatic mode changes this, or if it does make any change. So yeah, let's start watching. So left side is banned Braceria and Ran, and right side is banned Siphonopodus and Biblis. So I mean Braceria ban, maybe they want to play like Revivers, like School Nurse, Yilha, Ruel, Maid, something like that. Or maybe he just doesn't want to get outsped by the right side. But leaving a Notice up as second pick is kind of scary. As you can see, Richard has picked first pick Notice. So yeah, second it's going Lady of the Scales, which is a really solid pick, but Notice S3s. Your front unit cannot get immortality, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Let's see what 108050 is going to pick. I think yeah. So yeah, they go DN second pick. DN is a pretty solid pick as well. So Richard decides, or it looks like he's deciding he wants to speed up, so he's gonna, if he locks in the Renak. Yeah, so he decides to speed up, so I wouldn't be surprised if he went Renak with another aggressive unit. Okay. I got a pretty solid pick into Lady since you deny immortality on the front unit. And you also have ignore damage share on her S3, so you can kill any unit in the back, I guess. Or not in the front, rather. Okay, so 10, 80, 50, pick Zio to guarantee the first turn. You can push back Renak. And you can soul burn with the N. You can soul burn with Zio, and it's gonna proc the N. And it'll probably strip the immortality off of Hekate, and then she won't be able to deny revives and immortality anymore. And yeah, Teiyu, an amazing combo with Zio, obviously, so he'll be able to push up once Zio soul burns S3. And he'll push up, he can ignore ER defense breaks. So yeah, into extra turn and just one shot notice. So I think right side can go like Holiday Yuffie is definitely one of the picks to counter Zio Teiyu, and then maybe like Elvira. But I think left side looks dead. Since usually people don't build Teiyu base speed, so he'll still get 50 CR. Yeah, so I don't know if Holiday Yuffie does enough, since Zio pushback procs DN, and then DN pushes back, and it should proc Teiyu, I believe. I'm not too familiar with that, but I think that's what would happen. And then, yeah. So you picked Yenya. And he decides, left side decides to go last pick Ludwig to work with all the souls. I assume Ludwig's getting banned since the right side picked 2 counters for Teiyu. Or rather 1 counter for Teiyu. It's not a counter, but I guess Enya will is there to counter DN. Assuming that DN doesn't have effectiveness to strip the Enya. So yeah, these 2 get banned. Yeah, so let's see how this game plays out. So Zio takes first turn as expected. I assume he's going to soul burn into Renak. Or maybe he's going to soul burn to Hekate to remove the immunity, but I assume it's DN. Renak. Oh, he soul burned into... Okay, so he silences the Z... he silences the Notice, which could get cleansed by Fire Yufine if she gets a turn. But... well, that did a lot of damage. So, yeah, he's gonna make sure this dies. I guess he can soul burn once more into Notice and then rip the S3. And I think that should be game. And yeah, that's the first game going to 1080-50. Yeah, Richard got cleaved really hard. And yeah, we'll skip to the next game. Okay, so all units that were used in the previous game are banned, and now we have stacking pre-bans. So left side bans Eligos and a mid, so more speed threats, since I guess they know that Richard is an aggro player as well. And right side bans Harseti plus top model Luluka. Richard goes for first pick Ross, Genesis Ross, which is pretty solid considering most of the aggressive options are out. So yeah, Ilanav is up for left side if they'd like to go Ilanav. So they go Nurse Yulha, probably like Brunka or Ilanav. Maybe Belian. A lot of those like HP skills pair really well with Yulha. So Let's see what 1080-50 opts to pick. Okay, Boss Runka, so you can have Boss Runka protecting the rest of your units. So, although typically she's not the one you superhumanize since she's a defense scaler, we can see maybe 1080-50 will opt to pick some HP scalers to pair with Yulha later in her draft. Richard here can also second pick. Okay, they go Assyria, maybe. Because ML Ilanav is still up, so. And that would deny a lot of damage from the Ross. So they could decide to go Witch, the Mirror, which can apply block debuff onto the enemy team. And that can't be cleansed by Yulha. Well, she can't cleanse her teammates, and Tori is a very good pick into Witch since you're usually on immunity set, like triple set on Tori, and she won't be able to get debuffed. And Mort to stop Iseria from countering. Now Richard is going the more aggressive route. He goes Strays to try to one-shot the tanks, and Fearin last. And 1080-50 goes Luna. I assume Stray's probably getting banned, and probably Luna on left side is getting banned. Yeah, so as expected, Luna and Strays are banned. And yeah. So yeah, Iseria's gonna S tier. Let's see how many debuffs it sticks. Obviously, none will go onto Tori. But yeah. Okay, she lands 4 out of 6. So Yoha loses her turn. Moon's gonna S3, give herself that attack buff, and let's just see how much damage this can do. It's Victoria's flag on Mort. Gets countered, gets a huge barrier. So he soul burns to drag. I don't really know if that was the best option, because that soul burn didn't really do anything for Richard. He applies some ruptures. So Tori gets Cascadier, she gets a nuke character. One shot Iseria. And okay, Master of Nightmare proc, so she gets an extra turn up with another Cascade buff. And she one shots Wrath. He revives. He still burnt S2s to collapse and seal the Barunka. And then we'll probably rip the S3 out of him. Because I don't think this Ross is going to live another turn yet. So he decides to rip the S3 here. The Brunka dies, but Nurse Roja still has S3 from the first turn. So. Oh, that actually pushed Yulha above of Freeran with that dual attack. Wow. So I assume he's just gonna bring back Yulha, because pushing up more is not really gonna take the turn. So here Richard can probably hit Tori here and kill her, since Brunka doesn't have oh, he's soul burnt into a superhumanized boss Brunka, which is kind of strange. Like, you're not killing that, and you're also not forced to hit Brunka, so I don't understand why he soul burned that. That's kind of a strange play. I think he just lost from that actually, so yeah, it's a bit strange. But I'm pretty sure this game's over now. There's no way of killing the backline. That's his only chance. Yeah, defense base gets cleansed by Yulha. Pretty sure this game is over now, so it's gonna do 4k interfering with Cascade. Yeah, it's pretty much over. And yeah, Richard surrenders. So that's the 2-0 for 1080-50. Yeah, I don't know why Richard soul burned on a superhumanized Brunka like that. You're never killing that, so a little bit of a weird decision, but yeah, that's the match. Thanks for watching.